Hey, everybody. Welcome to, what is this, episode 2 of the first season of the Big Bad Broadcast. This series follows agents from the Big Bad Bureau, all my friends here, multiverse-spanning organization tasked with monitoring any threat powerful enough to get the dreaded classification BB. So I'm going to get everyone to sort of introduce themselves and their character for a refresher. In order, next up is Kat. Is my understanding.
Hello, I'm Kat Kruger. I'm playing Moxie Smolder. Moxie. She is a fallen Asmar arcane trickster who has played tricks on the fellow agents in the past, but that's behind her, we think.
Or is it? Dun, dun, dun.
We'll never know. Dave, you're up.
Hey there, my name is Data Dave, and today I am playing Traven, the Kalashtar wizard who loves to use buffs and find different ways to deal with situations with magic.
And barrels.
And barrels, yes, that was fun last time.
A barrel is the solution to every problem.
Always.
Yeah. Char, it's up to you. It's on to you.
Hey everybody, I'm Charlene Bayer. You can just call me Char. My pronouns are she, they, and I am playing Malasha, the Tabaxi monster slaying ranger who is, loving her super cursed ring and doing everything she can to get rid of it at this point.
And then, of course, Paladin.
Hi there, my name is Paladin, and today I'm playing Kevius, and I am super glad that every creature in D&D has a 15-foot swim speed.
And he
Like
fought
a
a
lot.
boat once. He's very prepared, he said, because he fought a boat. So before we get started, I'm Jordan, the content lead at Hit Point Press and at Made of Cartoons on the interwebs. I'm the GM. I'm the one that gets to tell the fun stories using these big bads. Before we get started, though, we've got a few announcements from the director of the Bureau. First of all, the Fool's Gold Into the Bellowing Wilds Kickstarter campaign is in full swing. It's doing amazing. We are so excited about how excited everyone else is. Do you have what it takes to survive in a jungle where everything is trying to kill you? Well, check out this 5e campaign based on the YouTube series from Dingo Doodles. Through the link in the chat, you'll be able to get there, take a look at all the cool stretch goals we've hit. It's very exciting times. Take a look at that Tarask mini. We can't even call it a mini anymore.
It's a major.
It's a bigature is what they called it over.
It's a maxi.
Yeah. So, and speaking of Dingo, one of the creators of Fool's Gold, we're going to have a very special Hit Point Paints episode where she takes over the channel. Keep an eye on our schedule and socials to catch that stream. Should be sometime this week. On Thursday, actually, no, sorry, I take that back. Apparently, it isn't sometime this week. It's sometime soon. On Thursdays at 2 p.m. On Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, we'll be able to join our 3D modeling druid Victoria. She's done most of the models on Hecna and things. She's going to be showing off her sculpting process for creating tabletop minis. Be sure to grab your favorite cinnamon-based wine sludge. You might even see a familiar face. Wink. A face that maybe our Bureau agents have dealt with before. The Hecna Early Access PDF is available now on our website. Grab your copy to celebrate the spookiest month of the year. Not enough? Well, heck, we've got a very special Hecna Halloween stream on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Our players will be wreaking havoc in the Revelia as Hecna's minions. Join us to terrorize those pesky adventurers in this Are We the Baddies stream. I'll be GMing that one as well, so I get to be clowns, which is fun. Last but not least, want your party to take on their own case for the Bureau? Subscribe at bigbads.com to get a monthly zine featuring unique 5e baddies. There are a ton of cool ones already out that you can check out on our site, and then there's a new one every month created by amazing content creators, including one of the people sitting here with us. Kat put one together. So yeah, go and check them out and sign up to get a new one every month in your mailbox or digital mailbox as such as it is. And of course, thank you to everyone who's been following already. And if you aren't following, please follow us. We're trying to do a lot of content, so we want you to see it. Okay, and then it says here that I should set the scene and go. So I guess that's what I'm going to do. I guess they mean about the game. That makes sense to me. So that's what I'm going to roll with. You have been at sea for a week and has not stopped raining the whole time. You're wet, you're cold, you're miserable. And you have lost track of your quarry. The Bureau sent you out into this salty, briny ocean on a vessel named the... I wrote notes, I swear. The King's Shilling, a merchant vessel, big one out that's available for hire. It's got limited combat capabilities and a good old quirky crew. And it's captained by a Tabaxi woman named Snapjaw, Captain Snapjaw. You are trying to track down the new hideaway of a big bad by the name of the dread vampirate, Captain Fulmini. Fulmini is a very powerful sea captain and warrior, and also happens to be a very powerful vampire. She's got it all, folks. And this is different from your previous big bads in that this Fulmini has plans and brains and thoughts beyond food and drink, and she has been an ongoing concern for the Bureau. Tracking her is important. Her ship, the Siren's Whale, is incredibly dangerous, and of course, her crew of vampires and were-octopi are very skilled warriors. But you aren't here to track her down. You're not dragging her back home. And in fact, you don't know where her home is anymore. And though she isn't able to leave her ship for very long lengths of time, her crew does have to leave. And she has up and moved her home base. So now you're out on this godforsaken ocean, trying to track down the Siren's Whale and find out where Fulmini's new base is, and record it on official Bureau map. The other important piece of information before we get into some roleplay stuff is that the vessel was commissioned under the name the Acme Transport Company, not the Bureau's best work as far as the secretive name, but that does mean that the crew doesn't know what the mission is. And some of them are starting to get a little frustrated because it's been a very much a bit of a wild goose chase for something that is supposed to be a simple delivery run, because you've spotted the Siren's Whale and lost track of it several times, and you're also trying not to scare the crew into having them learn what your actual goal is here. So that's just something to keep in mind as things go on. The crew of the vessel is not are not part of the Bureau, and they don't know what's going on. So yeah, it's the end of the 7th day, and I'd like to ask what everyone's characters are experience is with boats. Yeah, you're still level 7 there. I'll let you know when you level up, if you level up, if you please me.
Oh goodness!
I just want to knock Kevius down. I'll level him up when I can knock him down to 0 hit points. I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
You'll truly have earned it at that point. So let's start with Malasha. Is Malasha experienced with boats?
No,
Okay.
Not at all. She does not enjoy being wet. They hate it when it's cold. And that the fact that they're both of those things right now is not good. I think that they would probably be like on the front of the ship, like facing some seasickness right now.
So that's you've been getting sick fairly regularly, do you think? Even after a week? I'd say?
Trying not to eat too much so that I don't have to heave it up.
Fair enough. Dave, is Traven familiar with the sea?
This is his first experience coming from a wizard mage academy. Like, he's read about these books, he studied it, so he fully immersed himself with the pirate ship. He has a new bandana on and new outfit, and just hopping around with the crew, being like, "Wow, this is really real." So over his 7 days, he's been just popping around, helping out.
Right. So just in a good mood the whole time, and
Mhm.
excited to be here. Great. I like it. So you've actually been getting in some work with the crew.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. Kevius.
Kevius is in just an over abundantly joyous mood. He used to be a pirate.
Right. Excellent.
Uh,
How does being heavily armored interact with all of this?
Better than he thought it would. As long as it doesn't go into the water, it doesn't have too much to worry about. But he's having just a ball right now, going through the old nostalgia of watching a crew at work.
I'm taking a note here. Push Kevius into the water.
Let's go. I can still smite in the water.
For a number of minutes equal to your constitution score, and then you can smite no more. I'm a benevolent DM, I promise. So okay, so that's right. I had forgotten that your background was in piracy. So are you helping out a little bit as well where you can?
Yeah, I have.
I mean, this isn't a pirate ship. I should also mention
yeah.
It's just a merchant vessel. So
For now, I have proficiency with water vehicles and navigators tools. So like, he'll be doing what he can to help out around the ship and help out with navigation.
yeah, and I guess also try and track the Siren's Whale.
Yeah.
Your mission, your actual mission. Perfect. And then last but not least, how does Moxie fare on the water?
I think Moxie's experience on the water has been on like yachts and pleasure craft, and this is
Right.
below her standards. So I think she's sort of treating everyone like they ought to be, serving better food on up above deck, and making sure that Malasha has like a medic or something on her, just like and just constantly on the crew, for the lack of adherence to her standards.
Right. I imagine that doesn't go over so great.
Probably not.
When you're expecting a pleasure cruise and everyone else is like just taking bites out of rotten fruit and doing what they can. You weren't sent, like, the ship was stocked with, because you're not actually delivering anything, but had to have a bunch of boxes fill the hold. You know, the boxes are filled with a decent amount of supplies to make sure that you're not like starving. I would like to assume that that is being shared with the crew as well. So we'll assume, I think, that it is. So you're not hard up as some vessels might be, but certainly there's no shrimp cocktails and caviar and all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of puking from Malasha, so I'm sure that ruins the mood to a degree.
I think Moxie casts minor illusion over the vomit in the water, just so it just looks like a wave.
Right. Okay, that's fair. It's a fun use of it.
Thank you. This is so embarrassing for me. Oh boy.
Sure, we'll just pun intended dive right in right here then, where Malasha is green, or her fur has gone a little green, and has just finished retching up over the side of it. The sun is setting. Maybe it's dusk, dusk on the ocean, and you can't see. You haven't seen land since like day 3 or 4, so you've been out in the middle of the ocean. There is a heavy fog that sort of covers everything, and that's the most recent reason you lost the Siren's Whale, is because just a better, faster vessel has gotten you lost, separated from your quarry. Kevius and Traven, I'll say that you are both. I imagine you're both in the middle of helping with something, hauling something, or pulling a rope, or whatever it is. I don't know boat stuff that great, so I imagine you pull on a rope and stuff happens, and that's a boat. So that's where we're
10
at.
out of 10.
Yeah, I'm assuming a barrel gets moved. That's also something that I think. Yeah, perfect. So Traven is sharpening his barrel skills, as Malasha and Moxie. Moxie, maybe you're supporting Malasha a little bit on their non-existent sea legs, and the Captain Snapjaw, jumps down from somewhere on the upper decks and starts strolling over towards you. She has in her hand like a very ripe-looking apple that has obviously been snuck from your supplies, and takes a big bite out of it. And she says, "So, we're a week in, and as much as I love just being out on the open sea, it's where the hell are we going? Don't you want your boxes to get somewhere?" Nothing. I mean, as long as the check clears, in the end, I don't really care. But I would like to see land and perhaps my family again sometime soon. I plan to die at sea, all good sailors do, but it's, I've got it scheduled for another couple decades from now. So.
You scheduled your own death.
What can I say? I'm optimistic.
Sure, but decades from now, given your profession.
Listen, I'm asking the questions around here, all right?
Listen.
I don't know why this pile of boxes that you are also, and she lifts up the apple, I noticed that you're all eating your way through the contents of.
Now, to be fair,
I don't know why they need the defenses of four mercenary types such as yourselves.
Well, firstly, the checks will clear, so I'm not quite. I'm uncertain why you particularly want to know more about stuff you shouldn't be knowing about. Second, I'm actually eating the hardtack. It's awful and a bit nostalgic for me. And thirdly, we told you what we can. So if you don't mind, if you could go back to your job, we'll go back to our job, and things will be just fine. And you can see your family as soon as we get things settled out here. All right?
Kevius is only nice to big beds.
Believe me, I want to get off of this ship as soon as possible as well.
See? She's absolutely miserable out here. And to be honest, well, I'm having a great time. The rest of my crew ain't doing so hot. So if you can mind your business, we'll mind ours.
Snapshot takes another bite out of the apple, tosses it over to another crew member who grabs onto it, takes a bite. The whole crew is passing this apple around. It disappears off onto the ship somewhere. And
that
she
seems
says,
vaguely unhygienic.
We're in a boat. What I'm getting from you then is that you don't know where you're going. Is that correct?
We know where we're going.
Well, you only get there because of me, and I don't know where we're going. So you can understand how it's a bit difficult for me to puzzle this together.
Yes, at your pay grade, I imagine so.
Is there someone else I can talk to? Is this man your leader? Because I really just would prefer to talk to someone else. He makes a better anchor than he does a chatter.
Well, you could always speak with me. And Moxie smiles, but it's like the smile isn't in her eyes.
Do you know where we're going, dear?
Yes.
All right. Can you write it down on a piece of paper? Can you point it out at a map?
No.
Where's the port? Where's port of call? Where are these boxes going? Why are we here?
Well, it's a funny thing because where we're going is simply moving.
Care to elaborate?
Well, when one thing moves, it.
I understand the concept of movement. My home has been moving for many years now.
Yes,
but-
well, we are seeking the same sort of home, if you will. A port that moves.
We're all trapped together on this boat. There's no reason to talk in riddles. You're following someone.
The less you know, the better. The safer it is for you and for your entire crew.
Fine. And then she puts 2 fingers in her mouth, whistles out to the crew, and says, "We're heading back." And she starts to head up to the wheel, and starts to get things turned around. We're not a mercenary vessel. All right. We got no guns. We got no defenses. I'm not putting my crew at risk for some mission following some ship. She starts turning the ship.
I see you don't want the checks to clear. No problem. Just waste 7 days of everyone's time, everyone's effort, everyone's money goes down the drain.
It's an acceptable loss if I get to keep the lives of my crew and myself.
Moxie leans over to Kevius and says, sort of just whispers and says, "Is this where we mutiny?"
It's not really mutiny if we're not actually part of their crew. It's more like being a donkey's rear.
They're such nice people. Travency overhears this and says, "Oh, can't we just convince them? They seem all right."
Well, I was trying to be my nicest.
I think I'm doing. I'm gonna walk over to the captain.
He's up on the elevated part where the wheel is. Boats.
Yes. The forecastle.
Oh, shut up. You know about boats.
Listen. In the history of me looking for things for this game, I've had to look up how much do boats weigh. Let me think. That's a cursed Google search. I'm gonna go up to the captain and just place one hand on the wheel itself.
Right. You can see where she's holding onto it, claws starting to come out. Just like instinctively a little bit. Would you mind not doing that? Just
You mind not doing this?
give me. You got to give me something here. Obviously, I want a payday, but I don't know what we're heading towards. A literal moving target, that's one thing. A literal moving target that's armed to the gills. We need to know.
Can we talk privately in your quarters, Captain?
Anything you can say to me, you can say in front of the crew. Because they're also the ones getting you there. Now, I've appreciated the help. Extra hands make light work. So, Kevius, it's been useful to have you around. But I need more than just, we'll get there when we get there.
I'm gonna say to the captain. Yes, I can talk in front of you and your crew at the same time, but while you are their boss, I have my own bosses. Can I speak to you privately in your quarters, Captain?
Make a persuasion check, please.
I bought new dice from France. 17.
French dice.
French
Very nice.
dice.
17?
17 persuasion.
Yeah, D6 is how we say it up here in Canada. So, yeah, that's good. She sees, she understands the concept of secrecy and says, get the rest of your crew. Meet me in my quarters. And she's sort of starts to reverse the direction, or like the change of direction that she was doing. But the boat is not moving very fast. It's just sort of drifting.
Okay.
The ship, I should say.
I'm gonna walk down off the forecastle and do the 2-finger whistle with my gauntlet, but it's not working out. So just
Slobbering all over the metal gauntlet.
just like blowing through a tin whistle that's broken. Oi! We have to talk to the captain.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll start walking over.
Draven, I have to say, I admire your can-do attitude. Most people who are on a boat for the first time are absolutely miserable.
Really? This is a dream, man. I didn't think I'd be
Really?
on water anytime soon.
Really, a lot of people hate it. A lot of people get seasick.
Oh, this beats the university every day.
Oh, I do believe it. I do believe it.
Sure, rub it in a bit more, why don't you?
I'm sorry, have you been sick?
Next airball's on you.
That's rude.
Ew.
I'm gonna follow the captain into the quarters.
Traven, as you leave, whatever task that you were helping out with, the sailor like that you're working with pats you on the back and says, "You're getting good at this, lad.
Thank
Hurry
you
back.
very much. Thank you very much indeed. I'll be back soon.
You got noodle arms. We'll make a tough out of you yet."
Soon.
What is that, like an 8 strength? It's low.
Mm-hmm.
Snapjaw is waiting in her quarters, behind a big desk that is bolted to the ground. She has pretty decent one of those beds that kind of folds down from the wall. Fairly nice kind of living quarters here, and it seems like business is good as far as the appearances here. Not like silks and gold trim and things, but certainly comfortable as far as captains go. This is, like I said, a big merchant vessel, so it's fairly decent size as well. And she's got, several maps out and leaning over the desk with a compass and measuring out some things, captain stuff. And she says, "All right, so let's talk then."
Okay, so yes, we are tracking someone. They moved their base of operations, and our bosses need to know where they are currently working out of.
Who is it that we're following? How dangerous are they?
Dangerous.
You can understand why those would factor into my math.
Oh, of course, Captain. Dangerous enough that us 4 have to go and find them, not just someone casting a simple spell.
Okay. But how much of a threat are they to my crew? If they decide to send a boarding party, what are we dealing with? Do they want to be followed? Will they want to be found out? Doesn't sound like it.
Probably not, but we have to keep an eye on them anyways.
We aren't supposed to actively be engaging them, just finding them. So if all goes well, we stay stealthy, we stay in the mist, and should be fine, no?
In worst case, if they see us, we could just leave.
Or I shoot them with my bow. It works out every time.
60% of the time it works.
Yeah,
every time.
Moxie sort of like side eyes Malasha about that one.
King's Shilling is my home and a fine vessel, but it's not fast. It's not meant to be fast.
That's what you have us here for. We'll find a way to work it out.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, Traven, but... And you can see that her eyes are like looking around, and she's sort of getting a little glossy and got a 1,000-yard stare. She's thinking through some things. And she says, "There's a lot of dangerous boats and captains and pirates out on this ocean. A lot of people I would definitely not want to have a run-in with. I'm a little concerned that if I was to learn... I'm concerned that because you're tracking and not trying to take them down, that whoever you work for knows just how dangerous this is. And I don't know if I can put my crew through it. Who are we tracking, Kevius? It stays with me.
A vampire.
Her face sinks down. Her ears, her cat ears sort of start to fold back. A pirate vampire?
Yeah.
She has a look, like an angry look on her face, and she says, "I'm sorry, Kevius. Paycheck or no, we're turning around." And she starts to try and move around her desk past you.
If we don't find out where she is, more than just her crew is going to suffer. We're talking dozens upon dozens of ships and vessels, hundreds of people across different crews, just doing their job.
They're no concern of mine. I gotta look after my crew.
You know how vampire spreads, right?
I've heard legends.
You don't think it's going to one day spread to your crew? If it's not put in check now?
It's certainly the odds increase dramatically the closer I get to their vessel.
The odds go to 100% no matter what. But if we can get there, we can keep it down to 0.
She looks at the other three of you and says, "Surely you've got some sense in your head. Whoever sent you this way, you must know the legends, right?"
We get sent when it is dire. I'm sorry, but I have to be frank with you. The time is now or never, and if we do never, Kivius is right. Your entire families will die. This must be dealt with immediately.
Moxie puts a hand on her shoulder, the captain's shoulder, and just looks straight in her eyes and says, "If you think that whatever is out there is so dangerous that we needed to go on this covert operation, why do you think the 4 of us were sent? We're not nothing."
You know how to move a barrel and pull a rope. I know that I've seen that. Kevius is marching around in his tin can all day long. Very ill-advised for a boat.
Yes, it doesn't make much sense, does it?
I don't doubt your skills. I don't doubt that you may get out of an encounter with her, but we are not fighters, so...
Then
All
don't
you need to
fight.
do is get us there.
All right. Moxie, give me the persuasion roll, but do it with advantage for everyone's help.
All right. Mm, 16.
Snapjaw, not in like an angry way, but sort of just shrugs the hand off of her shoulder and says, "If I see one twinkle on a pointed tooth, and I mean if I see it through a spyglass a mile away, we're gone. You understand? We'll need that lead in order to get away from her vessel."
Sounds good, Captain. Trust me, this will be for your benefit in the long run.
Is there a smaller boat on your ship? For if we get a mile out and then we make the rest of the way on our own?
We've got a couple of dinghies.
A dinghy! Do you see me? I can't be in the water!
A dinghy is
Kevius
a
just
boat.
Kevius quietly just turns his head at Malasha.
We have a couple of small rowboats. We'll be sitting ducks. Better you than us, though.
What do we think? And I turn to everybody else.
Is there anything else? Anything else helpful? Or is that our only options?
On
Bigger
the ship?
boats? Yeah.
Well, I can point you to any other direction and take you all home safely. But that's about it.
You know, they don't sound that bad.
It's not the
Right.
intern that we knew.
Traven, I think, is interested in a life at sea, based on the enthusiasm I've seen over the past week.
Oh yeah, it's been great here. It's been amazing. That's why we should keep going.
Gonna sleep on it. All right. Crew's tired. It's been a long day. The weather's awful. Batten down the hatches, which I think is what a boat person says, and I will we'll decide in the morning. All right. Give me that. We've already been out here 7 days. was one more night.
Sure.
I will have to talk to my first mate. Someone else needs to know.
Sure.
But I'm not mentioning her name. Never. Because as soon as that word gets out, mutiny. Do you understand? That goes for all of
Yes.
you. You drop that name, that's like blood in the water, all right?
Understood.
Oh, we're on the same page, Draven. Whoa.
Indeed.
It's understood, Captain. She goes and holds the door open. Get some
I
rest.
walk out.
I'll follow right behind.
Avius walks out.
Yeah. Same with Moxie.
Malasha, give me a Constitution save. The salt water hits your nostrils again. You couldn't really see the motion as much in her cabin.
I got a 4.
Where do you puke?
On my feet. I don't even.
Wha-
I try to make it to the edge, and I can't even. It just
Would
comes
the
out.
+3 from my aura help at all?
And, that means it's
Well, it's a
7. So no,
No.
probably not.
No, I'm looking for a 10 to not puke you.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, you just all over your feet.
I left you a present out here. Everyone, watch your step.
Moxie casts a minor illusion on it to make it look like it's just the planks. And then calls the captain over.
It's gonna hurt someone.
She gonna turn around the ship.
So Moxie is still up on the forecastle. Is that what it's called, Kivius?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to get it right for all the boat enthusiasts out there. So
It's just me.
oh, well, whatever. So everyone else has descended. Moxie, you said you want to call over the captain. She just pushes the door open and says, "Can I help you, Moxie?"
She motions for her to come forward.
What is it? What do you need? She doesn't move. Is this the puke looks like plank trick again? Because fool me once, right?
No, of course not. I just wanted to let you know that there was a mess here. And she lifts the illusion as she's making eye contact and then leaves.
It's appreciated, Moxie. Have a good rest. We'll talk in the morning.
You as well.
Your quarters are not exactly lush, but you each have your own room and your own bunk. Most of the crew sleeps in those hammocks that kind of hang in the main part of the ship. But you are being a bigger scale vessel. There's room for some passenger bay type areas, and so you've each got your own kind of smallish, cramped room. And unless there's there's sort of a common area where you could sit and eat some dinner or whatever, if there is any conversation you'd like to have before bed. I don't know if that's anything anyone wants to do.
Are we thinking with how we've been tracking her so far? What are we using to track her? Are we should we be keeping a watch up or?
You, yeah, it's basically been, well, first of all, do any of you have magic to track things? Find person, anything like that? Or detect a person or detect
For
object?
me, I have to meet the person before I can make them my favorite enemy.
Yeah. Okay, just want to make sure that there isn't any of that going on.
I have navigator's tools.
Sure. Well, no, I mean, that's important. I didn't mean to dismiss it, but I think we're still establishing how the Bureau works, so I think you probably have some corner of fabric or something from Fulmini that's in like a small device that kind of just sort of in a locate person kind of way, glows when you're close. But you have to be within 1,000 feet or something like this, so it's not perfect. It's not a full-blown radar kind of thing. The rest has just been looking for evidence. You have seen a few damaged ships that and the remains of some things where none of the food was taken, which is particularly unusual because usually if they can, they'll take everything. But that's a sign of vampires not needing to eat. Is a sign. No bodies ever floating in the water, but lots of food and things left behind. So that's how you've sort of been tracking based on your knowledge of Fulmini. So you have some information to go on, and you know where she left from. She prefers place like large natural caves where she can pull the vessel into, and deep enough. And so she's obviously heading towards the mainland at some point, or at least an island of some kind. And you also know, so she likes those because she can be out all day because it's dark inside of the cave, sunlight, that kind of thing. So eventually you're going to have to turn back towards. But maybe a watch makes sense. Maybe someone's out on watch.
Kiwius will take first watch.
Okay. And then if there's no other conversation or anything.
Are we trusting the captain? Do we think she won't turn us around while we sleep? I guess we have the watch, but still, I left that conversation not feeling my best. In more ways
you
than
haven't
one.
really been feeling your best for a while.
Yeah, you've been messed up for a week straight. It's been disturbing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold it in. I'm getting better.
Yeah, but cats as a whole now upset me.
Well, I guess it just depends on the first mate. Any of you all met him by chance?
Have we met the first mate yet?
First mate is the least friendly person on the whole ship. You don't know his name. He's just like a big slab of a person that Kiwius, I think your background would probably, that he's got some basically like tattoos, pirate tattoos that would indicate that he was formerly of a pirate crew, potentially like probably reformed in some way. But he's definitely older gentleman, gray, bald, but gray, big gray mutton chops, dark skin, and definitely doesn't. Not that the rest of the crew is soft, but they're definitely merchant crew. They're used to simple trips from one place to another, often escorted, that kind of thing. But the first mate, who only as first mate, is a tower of a person.
I'm imagining Kingpin from the Spider-Man movie, just the body, but with like Josh McGibbs from Pirates of the Caribbean's face.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think we can trust him.
It sounds good to me.
Yeah. I think between how old he is, between leaving the life of piracy, I think he'll be fine.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Yep.
Yes, if you don't mind, I think I may turn in early. I'm just not feeling so good.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm surprised you're even like upright at all while we're on this boat.
It's kind of worse when I'm horizontal. I don't know.
Have you tried sleeping standing up?
I'm not a horse.
Neither am I, but I do it.
I don't have plate mail that keeps me rigid either.
Neither do I!
Whatever it is you're wearing, I don't know.
It's scale. How do you not know what scale armor is?
Scale armor, plate mail, chain mail, it's all the same to me, okay?
Listen, we all might not be armor buffs like me, but have some decency.
I'm just upset. I don't mean to take it out on you. Kiwius, I'm sorry. Your armor is very shiny. It's very beautiful.
Some sailor who's sitting down in the common area says, "Hey, we like a vigorous conversation as much as the next person, but keep it down."
I'm sorry.
Kiwius turns around. You'll keep your mouth quiet, or I'll keel haul ya.
Oh, you've heard some pirate words. We're real scared. And he goes back to playing cards with the other crewmates.
Kiwi turns back around. Listen, you're fine. Just, you might want to go lay down.
She
Or
does.
stand
Yeah.
up. Whatever works best for you.
I think Moxie's just going to escort Malasha to the room and then also turn in. But she's volunteering to do the last watch because she wants to sleep as much as she can.
Moxie and Malasha are sharing a room. I shouldn't have assumed that you'd all be in your own rooms.
Yeah, let's share a room. That's okay with me. Yeah.
It's gonna be cozy.
Do you think there's a way to have me stand with this hammock? I don't know.
You got something of an actual bed, but it's definitely it's a single. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not meant for. I mean, it's good for snuggling if you.
Perfect for cuddling, but
If all you want to do is snuggle and have no other options.
Yeah.
I'll take the outside side of the bed with a
Yes.
bowl.
Yes.
That's fair. All right. So you all.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Trayvon just calls in the night, say, "All right, that was very interesting for the day," and just like, "Yeah, I've been working all day. I'm going to bed."
Yeah, you've actually been lifting and doing things. Kivius too. I mean,
strength.
sorry, Malasha and Moxie. I'm sure you've been doing something useful, but maybe not for the ship. All right, so you all retire for the evening to your various beds. Some of you comforted by the sway of the ocean, some of you less so. But and Kivius, you make your way up to the top of the deck, the top deck, the upper deck.
Yeah, the deck.
And you position yourself near the front. The boat is drifting slowly forward in the direction that mostly the same direction that we were wanting to go in. The fog is still thick, and yeah, the night goes on. And we're gonna jump over to Moxie. Moxie, you're curled up close with Malasha. She's finally asleep. Seems her stomach has settled. Their stomach has settled, and they're doing a little cat purr.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I know them well. I got a snorer over here somewhere. But and Moxie, you are in a deep sleep, and you know that you're in it. It's one of those dreams where you know you're in it. It doesn't matter what was happening up until this moment, but something snaps and you realize you're kind of in the dream, lucid, and you hear the sounds of little wings, kind of like butterfly wings. And in the dream, you're in the room, but everything along with the flow of the water, the whole room seems to be wobbling and warping, and there's that kind of oily sheen, over everything to just gives everything this kind of sickly, wobbly feel. And you hear these little wings going, but you can't see them in the darkness.
Can she identify what the creature is that might be making that noise?
Make a nature roll for me.
20. Not natural.
They definitely sound like insect wings.
Okay.
Like something bigger, like a butterfly or a large moth or something like that. It's hard to tell how many. Sometimes it sounds like one set of wings flapping and an echo, and sometimes it sounds like a bunch. And they're in the dark somewhere, you can't see them.
All right. She is going to I think there's probably like a pillow or something that she's going to pull up and cast light on it.
I'm going to say in the dream state, you lift up the pillow and you cast light on it, and then everything is all weird and wobbly, and the light coming out of it is sickly and strange, and it has a very distinct circle of light around it that hits a wall of shadow that you can't see into. Something unnatural is, well, you're in a dream, so everything's weird. And but the light is just enough that beyond, in the shadow, you can see, trying to stay out of it, fluttering shapes. A dozen or so.
She's gonna hurl the pillow at the fluttering shape.
Okay. The pillow you throw the pillow, and it just like dissipates into a bunch more smaller moths that all disappear off into the, like, smaller bugs and flying insects that disappear into the dark. The light, the little orb of light that you're sitting in remains, even though the pillow is gone. And then you start hearing a voice, many voices saying, "Stolen from us, taken from us."
She looks around and says, "What was stolen?"
A bunch of, out of the dark, a bunch of tiny hands reach out, many of them, like hundreds almost, just spines of hands, and all you see coming out of the shadow is from like the upper arm out, and it's kind of pale purplish skin, tiny little hands, and on each of them is a glowing ring. And they point, the last thing you hear, all in unison, they say, "Bolzen!" And you snap awake. I just called it in the chat, so that's why she's excited. You nap with a cursed person. It's gonna happen.
Yep. It's probably maybe not the first time this has happened.
I'm gonna say this is, you had maybe unsettling dreams, or just like restless sleep, but this is the big one.
Yeah,
this is a big one.
Yeah, this is like the first time it's actually like solid proof that there's something going on. I think Moxie is just gonna sit bolt upright. I imagine that she actually threw the pillow in this dream.
Yeah, it was kind of like it's sitting on the ground near the door.
Yeah. So she's gonna go pick up the pillow and then sort of stealthily go over to Malasha and just like kind of tug at the ring.
Okay. You're making the move. All right. So I'll need a sleight of hand roll, I guess, to try and do that.
What's my passive perception while sleeping? 0?
No, it's still. What is your passive perception?
It is 15.
Okay.
So-
I think it still applies in this situation.
Yeah.
Maybe Moxie has advantage on the roll because you were asleep. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So we'll
Alright.
see. But 15 is the number to.
Nope.
Oh, that's worse.
14.
Okay.
So I think she's prepared for Malasha to possibly wake up. So I think she's going to like tug on the ring a little bit, but have the pillow up also, just to like do like a quick like, oh, it wasn't,
Sure. So
What
you
are you
reach down.
doing?
Yeah, you reach down and Malasha, you start to come to. Moxie is sort of standing beside the bed, creepily.
What are you doing, sweetheart?
Oh, I had a bit of a weird dream. I tossed this pillow out of the bed for some reason. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'll try and get back to sleep. Do you want to talk about it? Sorry, that was insensitive of me.
No. It's one of those dreams where you don't really remember all the details. They were just wings and maybe we could just. It was unsettling though. Maybe we could just talk for a little bit while I'm awake.
Sure, yes. I'll try Kevius's method. Malasha stands up and like leans against the wall of the ship. Do you think we'll find her?
Of course. Do you know who we are?
It's just dragging on for so long. I don't know how much more of this I can take.
I think you have more fortitude than you think you might. I mean, you do carry that thing with you.
Yes. And they'll turn and look at their paw. And I think that the blackness has been like eroding a bit further down their arm now, mixed with a bit of like purple in the fur. I do worry about this, but it has been more pro than con, I would say, in our line of work.
Have they shown Moxie the blackness?
They don't really hide it.
Okay.
Yeah. I wear bracers, so maybe you haven't seen like just how far it's gone under the bracer. So maybe, yeah, a bit of new information here.
Moxie also, well, that's worrisome. It's getting a bit too cozy with you. I would.
Yes, I dance with it, you know. I lean back and forth, but something always draws me in more. It's so hard to explain. It's like how I feel with you, but tinged in darkness.
Are you saying I'm not dark?
A different kind of darkness.
Well, perhaps it's time to make a choice.
I want to
Think
keep it.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
Well, I'm just going to say this is a dramatic moment, and that means I'm going to leave it on a cliffhanger.
yeah.
And we're going to jump over to Traven. So I've decided, Traven, that you're going to that you were second, and so you're going to go you're getting up and getting your boots on and stuff, and you're going to be heading up to take over the watch from Kevius. And as you're pulling a boot on, there's this small, very small porthole in each of the rooms, and you see something move past it.
They said like a portal? A porthole?
A porthole, yeah.
Porthole.
A little round window it's
Okay.
open air, right?
Yeah.
And there is there's moonlight, a little bit of moonlight reflecting off of the water and the fog, and it's just obscured for a second as something moves past the window.
Okay, well, Traven darts the window to say, was that something?
Make a perception check for me.
Perception? All right. And definitely almost say persuasion. I'm gonna persuade the window.
Tell me your secrets, window.
What did you see out there?
What did your window eye see?
All right, I got 16.
16, okay.
Oh, 19 actually.
Oh, 19, very nice. You can't really get your head out because they don't make these very big, but you're looking around, and as you're looking up, this kind of it's like this it's like salt water, but it's kind of goopy, drips down, and you just duck out of the way fast enough so that it just drips past the window. Something's a little slimy has made its way up the wall, and you can hear something pulling itself up the side. And these merchant vessels tend to be very tall, and so it's, there's another couple of floors, floors above you, and you hear something like moving up.
Okay. How far is Kevius from me on watch?
Kevius is on the upper deck, and you're about to go replace him, and I'm going to have Kevius do a perception check now, too.
All right. Let's see here.
I'll say he's on the opposite side from you, Traven. So you're on this side of the ship, and Kevius is on the other side. So fairly far away.
I want to, if he doesn't get it, I want to cast haste and just run to him and say, "You see that?"
So many very useful
Right up.
spells. I
Just
love
like
how
shoot.
you're not using them. There's so many good uses for that spell. I love how you're not using any
Yes.
of them. I honestly
It's
love it.
amazing. It's so good.
I got a 14 for perception.
Okay. I'm gonna say that you don't hear any of this as much. Maybe you're dozing a little bit. The night has been very quiet. You passed what you thought was the Siren's Whale, but was just another ship passing in the night. And so Traven, you don't know this, but Kevius isn't aware. No one seems to be aware that something is climbing up the side. And then Traven, since now you're listening for it, you hear something else come out of the water and start climbing up.
Okay. Can I still dart out to him? Or should I?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I will say that you could run to him fairly quickly without haste if you really want, but if the imagery of haste just zipping up right beside him and hopefully startling him, I think is worth the spell slot in my book. So
I'll save it then. I want to
Okay.
dart up to Kiwi and say, hey, you see that over there? And points directly from the direction the slime came from.
And as soon as Traven says, "Do you see that over there?" a hand reaches up over the side of the ship. So
I'm
yeah,
immediately
Kevius,
stomp
you
on it.
see that over there.
I'm gonna immediately stomp on it.
Well, you're on the other side. You're on the
Oh,
side
okay,
I
okay.
described. Yeah, you'll have to move over there, and then, well, you're gonna start. I guess you're gonna start heading over.
Yeah.
Okay, so more hands are starting to come up and pull themselves up. I guess Moxie and Malasha, I'll get you to do. Well, what are your passive? Malasha, your passive is a 15,
Yeah.
and Moxie, yours is.
17.
Okay, I think
Ooh.
Moxie, you're woken up by a noise as another something is climbing out of the water.
All right. Yeah, she's gonna really shake Malasha.
Hmm.
There's something. I think we ought to check it out.
Something else scrambles up past the window, and you can hear it, and then you see the moonlight blocked out for a second as it goes by.
Yep, something large.
All right. Should we wake up everyone?
How everyone would be below deck sleeping, right? So how secure would it be if we went up there and sort of like kept everyone below?
There are some people, I mean, like on watch and stuff during. So there are a few people above deck, I would imagine.
Okay.
But since the ship isn't moving very fast and the direction isn't changing, so there's probably 6 crew members up above, and then all the rest, another 40 or something, are sleeping down below. So you would protect a lot of them.
And the captain would be above.
Captain's quarters, yeah,
Yeah.
which is on the highest, at the front of near the front of the ship at the highest.
Would the
point.
first mate be somewhere down here? On our way out?
Yes, I imagine the first mate is sleeping amongst the crew.
I think Moxie will just sort of shrug and say, "We can let the tower know, I suppose, and head up."
Okay.
So
And-
you're gonna wake up the tower, his new name, as you're heading up.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm gonna say he's near the door as you pass through the sleeping crew, and you nudge him, I guess. And he wakes up immediately, and he has just this dagger. He didn't know where it came from, and he's just pointed at you, and he says, "What do you want?
Your
Speak."
Your
quickly."
crew may be in danger. We're heading up to save the rest of you. Keep them safe down here if you want them safe. And then she just leaves.
Make a persuasion roll.
What a warning. Keep them safe if you want. I don't know.
25.
You've been complaining to this man probably all for 7 days, and at first it looks like he's pretty ready to just stab you. But then he sees
Fair.
that you all complaining and sarcasm has dropped, and you are obviously being very serious. And he says, "Boarding party."
Very likely. Ta.
And he starts to get up. He starts, he starts gathering up things looking to block the door behind you.
And Moxie will just head up as alert as I guess she can be, just on the lookout for anything that might be trying to get down, and then trying to find whoever's on watch.
Okay, so Malasha, Moxie, stealthing up? Are you going to be quiet as you go up and out, or
Yes.
do you want to get up as fast as possible?
I can I'll cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
So that we can be quick, but still have that +10 dex.
Yeah.
Okay, give me some stealth rolls, please.
+10 is 35.
Holy crap.
Nice.
28. You're stealthier than me.
Okay. Yeah, it's almost like the fog sort of starts to surround you as you get out onto the deck, and you can see Kevius and Traven standing on one side, and you see their eye line. We catch up with them right where they spotted, and you see them looking over to the other side. As on the side that your bunks were on are a bunch of pale hands pulling themselves up onto the up onto the ship. And now I'll get everyone to do initiative, please.
That was almost a nat 20, but instead it was a 2. So 6 in total.
Moxie did get a 20.
Nice.
20 total?
Yes. Not natural, yeah.
So I'm at a 7.
A 7 is higher than a 6.
Mm-hmm.
And what'd you get, Kevius?
I got one of them natural 11s.
Nice. That's 2 1s. Double trouble. D&D Beyond doesn't have all of our excellent monsters in it, so I have to roll on the roll for them. So, All right, slow. I get it. And
I can only imagine that the tower, the first minute when he walks through a door, it's kind of like this,
yeah, exactly.
just filling up the frame.
Yeah. Who needs to board up the door when you've got him?
When you are the door. All right.
And that's him walking sideways.
Okay. The scene as the first pirate pulls themselves up onto it, the pale hand leads up to a shoulder and to a face that is grinning with pointed fangs, sneering. But then the next limb that comes over is not a hand at all, but is in fact a long, sticky tendril covered in suckers that reaches over. Pulling itself up onto the deck is this barrel-chested creature that from here, just below the arms down, looks like full-on pirate, but from arms up has multiple tentacled arms and then just a squid face, like an octopus for a face. I think Davy Jones type vibe. And then there is another one of these vampirates and another were-octopus pulling themselves up onto the decks. And then a bunch of what appear to be scurrying thralls start to follow behind them. Moxie, you're up.
Oh, goodness. She is going to...
So we'll say you're kind of positioned in the middle of the ship, just to give a bit of a picture there. You and Malasha are sort of hidden. And then to your right is Kevius and Traven on the right hand side of the ship, and then to the left is where they're all coming up. So you're kind of sandwiched between the two groups.
Yeah. She is going to she's just gonna magic missile him.
Okay. Which are you going to magic missile? There are 2 were octopus, 2 vampirates, and then a half dozen just thralls.
Yeah, would she have an idea of, like, comparatively speaking, like, in the brief, did the chief mention, like, what they might be up against and who might be the more, like, dangerous ones?
The only brief that well, I mean, you would have gotten some information, but the chief probably would have let you know that the vampires generally, and the vampires specifically, fight a lot more aggressively because they know that they're not likely to die.
Right.
The were octopi are vicious fighters, but also their lifespan they have a shelf life. So the were octopi might run, but the vampirates probably won't. And the thralls are just so, like, hypnotized that it's, they're gonna just probably fight to the death.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
And you were also, just to say, authorized to do whatever you needed to keep yourselves alive in this case. The Bureau, I guess, sort of believes you've been putting these folks out of their misery in a way, but so.
All right. I guess I think what she's going to do is cast it on one of the vampirates then.
Vampirates? Okay.
Yeah.
Vampirate, okay. 5 damage. This is force damage, yeah?
Yes.
All right. Is that from all of them? Because you get 3
Oh wait, no,
missiles.
I have 3. That's right. I need to roll. I need to figure out how to do that multiple things. So there's another 4 and then another 2.
So 6 more total. Okay.
Yeah.
3 magic missiles light up the foggy ocean and launch themselves out at the vampirate. The second one to come up over. And these motes of force energy slam into their chest, and you see their nails dig into the wood to keep themselves from being knocked off. And there's a disturbing sound as it drags along the wood, and then it looks over at you and grins, and you see just this side grin with this big fang. So you made a friend.
Mm-hmm. Friend for life.
So that's your action. Any movement or bonus action that you'd like to take?
Is there because you said that Moxie and Malasha are sort of like in the middle of things right now. Is there an area where she can get up high where she's not necessarily in the fray?
Up there's 2 big sails. So climbing up the ropes or the ladders up to there. There's that elevated part where the captain's quarters is at the back of the ship. The front has a similar thing.
Yeah, I think she'll probably go up where the captain's area is and try to get out of melee, and so that she'll have a better angle for ranged attacks.
You let go of your dear Malasha and dash towards. Give me an acrobatics check, please.
All right.
I'm assuming you're skipping the stairs. You want to just climb up the side, right?
That seems like a thing that Moxie would attempt to do and fail at. She got a 5.
Okay. This constant storming has made the wood slick and is a little bit. Your usual building leaping abilities just aren't working out. So you find yourself at the base of the wall,
Right.
near kind of a door that leads into storage that is underneath the captain's quarters. That is locked with a heavy padlock. It's where all your food and everything is. So yeah, you're close, but not there. All right. Next up are the were octopi. I don't know if people will be able to see the illustration on my card here, but they're pretty badass.
Oh, that's cool.
I actually like them.
Yeah, they're pretty great. So there is the sound of a weapon, of a gun, a pistol, being cocked, and well, they've got a gun, but they don't have a stat block for a gun. Well, that's disappointing. All right, they've got guns now, and so one levels the pistol. I guess, yeah, Malasha, you're kind of out in the open, so I'm gonna say they level the pistol at you, and are going to make a attack. Okay.
I am hidden with my 28.
That's true, yeah.
I didn't think about that.
I was more seeing it as you not getting noticed.
Okay.
Because you can't really be hidden out in the open.
Yeah.
I gave you a bit of the credit of the fog and stuff, but are you okay with that?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I probably missed anyway, so I got a 17.
Nope, that hits.
Oh, sorry. Let's see. Guns are powerful, so just pulling stuff out of my butt right now here, but don't mind me. Take 16 bludgeoning damage as a big round bullet rips through you.
Ah!
Another one is going to do the same thing.
Fuck. Shoot. Okay.
It's one swear. That's a 23. That hits.
Yep, that hits. Same amount of damage?
12 damage. Bludgeoning damage.
Whew.
Yeah. These hand cannons are incredibly loud, and they a few bats that were like sleeping and hanging off of the sails like disappear into the night, and for a minute you see them, but they go across the moon, the full moon in the sky. There's two big holes in Malasha, and now it's Kiwi's turn.
So how many creatures are up here on deck with us?
I'll say right now it's the two vampirates and the two were octopi. Basically 3/4 of the way. One of each is on the deck, and then the other one is just pulling themselves over.
Okay.
And there's a couple more like thralls that are still climbing their way up. But there seems to be a lot of them.
Okay. Am I near Traven still?
Yes.
Is there one near closer to Traven?
No, they're all climbing up on one side, and you're on the side that they're not climbing up on.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going to go rush that vampire.
Okay. It's a vampirate. Thank you.
I am going to disrespect it.
I respect the disrespect. All right.
Okay.
I'll see if I can show the very cute looking vampirate that's here. So check out Fulmini if you want to see all this cool interior art. All right. So you're going to charge at them.
Yep. Going to make 2 attacks with a longsword.
Is it reasonable in all of your boat knowledge that you'd be able to clear a large merchant vessel in one move? I'm trusting you on this.
If we're talking about a large merchant vessel, it would depend on like what it usually carries and moves.
It's big. I wanted it to be big and slow. So
okay. If we're talking like going from like one end to the far other, like from
I'm talking from side to side, I guess. Not
from side to side, then yeah, 30 feet. I can cover that.
Okay.
Rarely did a ship go bigger than that. Then
there's probably boat people in the chat that are like, they're gonna.
I'll fight them. I'll actively. This combat will go towards Gonna make 2 attacks on this vampirate.
You run up against this vampirate.
That is going to be a 21 and a 19.
Both hit, you jerk.
Heck yeah.
These are my children.
Get better kids.
Sorry, you're going after. Are you the vampire that got hit a couple of times that was climbing over?
Yeah.
Or are you going after the one that has not been hit and that is fully on the ship?
One that is fully on the ship.
Okay, so the fresh vampire.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to learn pain. I'm gonna channel. I'm gonna do 2 smites into this actually. While I'm at it.
22 smites?
What?
Just 2.
Well, I thought you said you're channeling 22 smites into it. I'm like, what happened since we last played?
I've been doing push-ups nonstop for a month straight.
Push-ups to the Lord, apparently.
Yeah.
All right.
So the first one, because vampires are undead, Divine Smite will deal 1 extra D8 of damage.
This is an ability you have, not an ability you're assuming, yeah?
Huh?
This is an ability that you have, yes?
Yeah, Divine Smite.
Oh, Divine Smite, right, okay, cool.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pump first level spell into each one, meaning I'm gonna be rolling 3d8 plus 4.
Okay.
Grab another d8. Where's another d8 in this pile of mine? Thank you. Here we go. And first attack is going to deal 18, 22 points of damage.
Okay, that's the first one.
Yep.
It's from a magical weapon, yeah? And
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's some radiant damage in there somewhere, yeah?
Yeah, it's a magical longsword dealing 1d8 and then 3d8 of radiant.
Okay, 22, got it.
Yep. And second attack will deal 23.
Yikes. Okay, I'm gonna make a dex save for this vampire to see what happens, because that's a big hit, and they're on the edge of a boat.
Yeah. Fall.
You swing twice with the sword, and searing radiant energy cuts across the chest in an X, and you hear their bones almost crack as they bend backwards and seem to look like they're about to fall. But then there's just this like as they pull themselves back up again and just grimace as you've made them bleed their own blood all over their very puffy, frilly vampire shirts.
Good.
Anything else you'd like to do? I feel like you've done enough, but
Yeah, I'm good with this.
okay. Cool. Next up is Traven.
All right. So, so you said they came on the ship, right? Are they still wet by chance? Did they come out of the water or like?
They came out of the water and they are wet. Yeah.
Okay. Could I use a bonus action before I do an action? I wanted to you so I wanted to cast lightning breath on myself. At least dragon breath.
I see what you're getting at.
Or, yeah, either that or cold. I don't know what would be better for the situation. Unless it's freeze, but I'll do lightning for now.
Yeah, with lightning, I'll say against wet people, you roll 1 extra die of damage, whatever it is, plus
And are
1 extra.
any of them close to each other? Did you mention like a dozen or?
What's the width of the breath?
The width, let's see. I know I said most people. I'm not too sure on this part.
Let me go and take a look there.
A 15-foot cone.
A 15-foot cone. So you could hit. I could say you could hit either the 2 vampirates or the two vampirates and Kevius, or the 2 were octopus.
I'll go for the were octopus.
Okay. What do you need from me on this is so you'll also have to move within 15 feet.
That works for me.
Yeah. Okay.
All
so
right. Dex 14.
A 14 dex save. Okay. And sorry, you're aiming for the squid friends. Okay.
Yep.
Exciting. Rolling times. Sorry, you said 14?
Yep.
Okay. Unfortunately, they first both pass, but they'll take half damage, right?
Okay. Yep. Sounds good to me.
Okay, so go ahead and roll whatever the damage is for Dragon's Breath. It looks like, what level did you cast it at?
I cast level 4, so it's almost
Whoa.
5d6s.
Whoa! All right.
Holy crap!
So add an extra d6 in there. So you're gonna roll 66 for damage.
It's like a
All right.
fireball.
Let's hope.
Yep.
But lightning.
At least Traven puked something useful, Malasha.
Hey.
Indeed.
Feeling really antagonistic today. I don't know why.
Yeah, 26, so 13 each.
No, they both take the. Oh yeah, sorry, 13. Yeah, cutting in half. Yep.
Yep.
Cool. Right. So Traven, you run out to the center, get close enough, and just let rip with a lightning storm. It's almost like you call it down from above and then focus it through you to electrocute these two poor were-octopi. They take 13 damage each, you said, and you can see scorch marks across their calamari-like flesh as the lightning leaps around and jumps around on the water that covers them. Good job. So that was movement, bonus action, and action to attack, I think.
Yep.
You do have a little bit of movement again left. I would say you used half your get to the middle, so you could dash off into another direction if you wanted with another 15 feet if you wanted to get behind something.
I'd like to get closer to Kevius and the vampire pirates. I forgot the name.
Okay, you want to run? You want to run up to
Get a
run
little
up
bit
to
closer.
Kevius?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Sounds good. Operation Kevius Shield, I guess.
I believe
all
in
right.
you.
Well, Malasha, it's your turn.
Okay, I've taken significant damage. So, I would like to stay on this level. Is there like an area of crates or something that I could rush over to?
I'll say there are some barrels available that to hide behind that collect water and do different things. The actual sail, the masts. I remembered a word. The masts are big and would definitely be able to hide behind them, and you're not far from one of them.
Okay, I'll go to a mast, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to do my Slayer's Prey and designate the were-octopi that shot me as my Slayer's Prey.
They both did, so.
Oh, well, which one of them, either or, it's fine. To do some extra damage there, and then I'm gonna do my Bullseye attacks.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit?
Does a 17 hit a were-octopus? Let's see. Yes.
Okay, so only 3 of the 5 arrows do hit. I'm gonna do them all at one of them and hopefully decimate it.
Okay.
So that's 12 plus 12 again plus 11. And then with my extra 2d6, another 6 points of damage.
35. 41. It's hard to keep up with you. It's all right. Okay. Yeah, the were-octopus is getting ready to load another round into their pistol, and 3 purple, whistling purple arrows fly out towards it, and they just clean go through. This is Bullseye at full murder mode, and just shred right through them and right to the other side, like bullet holes in return.
Is it still standing?
Yeah. It's made out of octopus. It's very tough.
Yep.
Moxie, I'm gonna get you to do a wisdom saving throw, please.
I got an 11.
You're frightened of Malasha. Like, supernaturally frightened. Can't get closer, can't get closer to her. Your the dream comes back to you, the thousands of little hands with the little rings on it coming to reclaim it from Malasha. You just can't stand to be near it.
Yep.
So can't move closer, disadvantage on attacks against Malasha, disadvantage probably on any kind of interactions with her. Can't with them, can't get close. All right.
And just before we move on from my turn, I just want to say I'm going to use my favored foe ability, which is a free action on the were octopi.
Okay. That helps you keep track of it.
Yeah, it just lets me. I do an additional 1d6 on the first hit each round.
Perfect. As if you needed to do more damage. The last two before we go to our break, I'm just going to finish up this round, are the vampirates. The two that are pulling up. One that's face to face with Kivius, and the other one that is pulling itself up beside you. You're now surrounded. Let me get their stats here. So, the one that snapped up back to face you. So first, the one that got hit by all of the magic missiles. It's pulling itself up, and its chest starts to the flesh on their shirt is still torn, but the flesh is starting to knit itself back together.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that's standing up in front, its rib cage is exposed. You can see a bit of its heart beating in its chest. It's just been absolutely burnt up by the radiant energies, and says, it just leans in close to you, Kivius, and says, "It's smart when you're traveling by ship to can your food." And then, and they're talking about you being in armor. That was the reference I was trying to get at, and I just ruined it by explaining it. Yeah, perfect. And I'm out of nowhere. The one that is climbing up pulls up its hand and throws a net over you, Kivius, or tries to. Can I get a dexterity save from you, please?
Yeah.
That's one of your weak spots, isn't it, Kivius?
Sure.
Uh-oh.
That's one of my weak saves out of +4.
Right.
18.
Damn it. All right. The net is thrown. It does sort of hard to miss with a net when someone is standing there, but your sword is still, the heat on it from the radiant attack is still coming down, and you cut through just enough of it that it kind of falls past you, and then the other one, the one that you were attacking, is going to make a couple of short sword attacks at you. All right.
Bite me. Do it. Bite me.
Unfortunately, they got special rules for biting. An 18 misses, I presume, but a 24 hits. Yeah.
24 hits.
Okay. And
tragically.
Oh. It says here, instead of dealing damage, the vampire can grapple the target on a successful hit. So that's what's going to happen. It's not going to last super long, and I did this in the wrong order, but that's absolutely fine. So the vampire does a what do you call it? A feint with the sword, and you are just ready to just knock it away with your shield, and then before you know it, its arm is around your neck, and surprisingly strong grip as nails start to dig into your shoulder, and that's where we'll end it for our break time, as you hear the scrabbling of more of these thralls coming up the side of the ship.
Oh no!
Fulmini knows that you're there, and Fulmini is mad. Okay. It says to lead naturally into the break. So that's happening right now. This is it. This is the transition. Emily, I hope wherever you are, I hope I'm doing you proud. We're taking a break. We'll be about 10 minutes. We'll be right back to probably murder my team and make some new characters if we got time. And so grab a snack, a drink. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. I know sitting in one place, you guys do that. If you haven't followed and you're having a good time, please follow. Check out Heckna, the PDF, the early access PDF's out. Check out the Big Bad Booklet series. All the links can get pulled up in the chat by our excellent mods. And we'll be back. We'll be back in 10 minutes at 6:52, give or take. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you soon. Hey everybody, we're back from our little break. Everyone's refreshed themselves, and we are ready to see what happens in this dramatic boat fight, a ship fight, as the King Shilling is raided by a bunch of pirates of the dread vampirate Fulmini. All right, so where we left off, Kevius has just been grappled by a vampirate. Not for long, of course, but still, it's nice to imagine that something might happen. And but we're gonna start the round again with Moxie, who has become afraid of Malasha, her partner in crime.
Why would you be afraid of me?
It's unknowable.
Yeah.
How many creatures are up on deck still?
You see the two were-octopi, the two vampirates, and then there are two more sort of thralls. They're basically just people, but like humanoids, but they are pale and look like they've been drained fairly regularly.
And the two vampirates are up against Kevius and...
Yeah, one of them is like got their short sword around the neck, and
yeah. And I think Moxie noticed that the magic missile wounds were healing, so I think she's going to turn her attention to the were-octopi.
Okay. One is looking severely injured from an encounter with Bolzan, the one that terrified you.
Yep. All right. So I think she's again going to cast magic missile. She's probably just going to do one on that one, and then the others on the other. Oh, I already rolled.
All right. Tell me the first round of damage.
The first magic missile is 2, and then the other 2 do 5 damage.
5 damage total between them?
Yes.
Are you adding in your +1s? It's 1d4 +1 for each one.
Mm-hmm. It
Okay.
does it automatically.
Oh,
It does
perfect.
it automatically, yeah.
I'm not seeing the
sadly.
numbers pop up, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, sadly, they're low rolls.
Oh, they just showed up. Do you cast with a wand? What do you use, Moxie? So what's your focus, if any?
That's a good question.
Or are you just using your hand?
Yeah, I think she generally just uses her hands. I think if she's got a focus, it's probably tucked away somewhere. It's
Right, okay.
probably something shiny.
Your hand is shaking as you reach out to fire these off, and your eyes keep not over to Malasha themselves, but keep slitting over to the ring that has formed into the bow that is Bolzan. That's the real thing you're terrified of.
Right.
And the magic missile, though it can't miss, doesn't seem your focus is lost a little bit, and you don't seem to focus as much energy into firing off these blasts. And both were-octopi do take hits, but they remain standing.
All right. I think she's just going to try to yell over at Malasha, but Malasha they probably hear the shake in Moxie's voice. And she's just going to say, just, can you please stop with the distraction over there with the ring bling? She's going to be really crabby, but there's a shake in her voice that you can hear.
Okay. Not trying to hide it or anything.
I think she's trying to hide it, but I bet you that Malasha would notice it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you hear a quaver in Moxie's voice, and there is a whisper in your ear, Malasha. Don't listen to her. We're doing good work.
That's what I'm saying.
Next up is a were-octopus that has just been absolutely friggin' decimated by Malasha. You said you were hiding a bit, Malasha?
Yeah, I'm by one of the masts.
Okay. I'll give you like +2 to your AC for like
Half cover, yeah.
For cover, yeah. So another round is loaded into the gun.
Oh god.
And they take a step forward onto the deck. And 23.
Yeah.
Okay. There is. Do any of you speak? I think it's Aquan, like the water or the elemental water. Okay. So there is just a the were octopi's tendrils, face tendrils sort of ripple, and there is just this sound, angry sound that's the combination of sounds like waves crashing against waves and bubbles popping, and another hot round is fired off towards Malasha, and you take 12 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, I'm still standing.
Question.
Oh, sorry, I was missing a bonus on that.
Oh.
You take.
Plus.
Oh wait, no, sorry. 23 was. I haven't rolled the damage yet, so you're all right for now. 1 second. Oh, well, that's disappointing. 6 bludgeoning.
An additional 6. Okay.
No, 6 total from that attack. I had said the first number I had said was wrong.
Okay.
Okay. But it hurts.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So, the other were octopus starts making their way over towards where you are. They're more at full strength, and they say, they move over to you and they say to you, Malasha, in common, you play with fire, so you will get burned. And swings a scimitar down towards you for 12. That misses.
Yes,
Gets
that
stuck.
does miss.
It gets stuck in the mast.
Whew.
Wait, they have multi. They have multi-attack. They can make 6 attacks because they
Wow.
got 6 tentacles. I'm gonna just do 1 with the scimitar because it seems a little wild that they've got 6 scimitars. So we're gonna leave it. You know what? I'll give them 2 attacks. I think that is reasonable at this point.
Don't hold back. I'm
Yeah.
ready. Just do me now.
Oh, it was so close. It was so close to a nat 20. I got a 14.
No, that misses. Whew.
So the first scimitar comes out, swings. You, though heavily injured, duck aside, and then somewhere from outside, from the tendrils, another scimitar is pulled up and swings down and hits you. But those are 2 misses. So that is the were octopi's turn. Kevius, you are grappled.
I am grappled.
So I believe you have to spend your action to ungrapple, if I remember correctly.
1 second. if I can look up the grappled condition. So all that grapple does is means that I can't move from my spot.
Yeah, you're not restrained or anything.
So I'm going to, with my longsword, just fling it towards my back and try and hit.
Okay.
Since it's grappling me.
You're trying to hit the one that is grappling you. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm going to be attacking with my longsword. That is going to be an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Excellent. Going to pump a first level divine smite into this.
Okay.
Which will deal spicy. 6, 11, 18, 22 points of damage.
22 points of damage.
Yeah.
And there's some radiant in there, I presume.
Yeah, it's only it's 1d8 plus 4 of magical slashing, and then 3d8 of radiant.
Okay. You just swing the sword. You almost put it backwards in your palm and swing it back down so that it stabs down into the shoulder of the vampire that's grabbing onto you. You're still grappled because you didn't break the grapple, but you hurt them real good.
Okay, since it's still alive, I'm going to go for that second attack.
Alrighty.
And that is going to be a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Yep, pumping my last first level into this. That's going to be 11. 20 damage.
Nice. You pull it, you just violently pull it out, stab it again down into the other shoulder to try and get them off of you. But these vampires, they're persistent.
Gotcha.
All right.
And I am going to cast using a second level spell slot. I am going to cast Sanctuary on Malasha.
Sanctuary. Okay. So Malasha cannot be, if Malasha is targeted, there has a wisdom save that's required, yeah?
Yep.
To try and target them. Okay.
Whew.
Nice.
That spell always makes me think of the Hunchback movie where he's like,
Sanctuary!
Every time. Every time.
The spell's a bonus attack, yeah?
Yeah, bonus action.
But you did smite, but you didn't use a spell smite. Okay. Just confirming. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
How does it look? How's this protective aura look when it gets cast on Malasha?
It looks like a circle of fire surrounds Malasha.
Ooh, badass. Cool. All right, Traven, it's your turn now.
So I'm near Kevius, right?
Yeah, and he's getting the special hug from the vampire.
Can I just run up to him and cast haste on him? He'll get an extra action.
On Kevius?
Yes.
Yeah. You were sort of standing near him, so absolutely. You just pat him on the shoulder and he gets haste.
So I just want to just kind of run up behind him and be like, touch him, and then just haste goes all over him as an effect. And then as a bonus action, I can cast magic weapon. So I want that to also be on his weapon as well.
Unfortunately, 2 spells that have a level that aren't cantrips can't be cast in the same turn. You could cast a cantrip and a spell. As much as I want Kevius to be even more juiced up.
All right. I want to go over there and cast haste on him, and then I will make a mad dash towards Malasha for the next turn. So I won't fight this one.
All right. I will say, sorry, Kevius, were you going to say something?
Yeah, actually 2 things. 1, my weapon is already magical, and 2, if you're near me, I can use a reaction to take your damage if you get hurt.
Good deal. Good deal, man. I'm
Okay,
here
so you're
for
gonna
that.
stay. You're gonna stay.
You might want to stay.
I will stay there.
All right. So there's a tap on your shoulder, Kevius, and your whole body just immediately feels like you've drank 10 cappuccinos or something, or espressos, I guess. I don't know. I don't drink coffee. I don't know. I'm making the reference. So you just are buzzing with energy, and back of your head is like, finally, haste. So you're not moving. No bonus actions, Traven. You're gonna stick behind the big shield. So it's Malasha's turn. You've got one were octopus standing over you.
Right in front of me. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Sanctuary ends if you attack anything, for the record.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself at 2nd level.
Okay.
Dun, 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 which I rolled okay on. 11 points of healing. That's my action. And then as my bonus action, I'm going to... Oh, damn. My bonus action was going to be another spell. Damn it. That is it. I don't want to move because they might attack me with an attack of opportunity. So she's just going to stare this were-octopus down and say, "Your time is up. You will be sleeping with the fishes soon." And I'm just going to hold my ground.
All right. Next up is the two vampirates that are amazingly still standing. They're both going to try and bite you, Kevius. I mean, this is obviously what this has all been leading up to. So, they're both going to miss. Does haste give you bonus AC as well?
Gives me 2 more AC.
Oh my god! I don't think. What is your total AC now?
24.
Okay, they have a small chance of hitting you. We'll see. Boo. They both. I'm sorry, Paladin. I hope you're enjoying this rivalry. You're just a friggin' tank, and I want to take you down.
It's fine. I get it.
Yeah, and it's impossible. It's just impossible, man. So, both lunge towards you. The one that's grappled it around you, and your longsword is like split their shoulders. They still lean in, and you can hear the sound of their teeth scrape against the chainmail and try and get through. Or the scale mail, pardon me, and try and get through. But the biting down just isn't working, and so that's when you feel a couple of short swords press up against your tum-tum. Why even roll? Both miss as well. And one of the vampirates says, "Oh, actually, one of them heals a little too."
Forbidden. How dare he?
The one that you didn't attack leans in and says, "Why are you following us?" We'll come back to that on your next turn. Two more, the thralls, which are not as skilled at climbing up the side of the wet wall, have finally pulled themselves up onto the deck, and two of them lunge at you. They've got fishing spears that they have tied to their backs, and they just start to swarm you. They see the vampirates on you, Kevius, and they're just following their call. Okay, this is going to be a couple of big whiffs. Oh, it rolled right past it. 20. All right.
Paladin's like, yeah!
They each get to make 2 attacks, so we're going to do that then. Boo.
Statistically, I should have been hit by now.
Yeah, you would think, eh? No. So, they are more trying to keep you contained. I'm going to try and give them a little bit of dignity here. And so they're jabbing at you with the javelins, not with sort of the intent of stopping you, but more just keeping you from, the fishing spears, trying to keep you from moving. 2 more thralls' hands start to come up onto the deck. Which brings us back around to Moxie.
All right. So.
Oh, at the end of your last turn, because you got scared, right? You can make a wisdom save again, please.
Okay. I am going to use my luck to see if I can change that.
That's a 4.
Oof.
Oh, great. A 2.
Oh my god.
No! Oh man.
I don't know, Moxie. Are you feeling lucky? Because, yeah, the Bolzan is just like, you close your eyes and the ring is still burnt in your mind, basically, and the symbols around it, the purple energy is burnt around it, and it's all you can think about, and it's terrifying. So what would you like to do with your turn?
Does she feel like if she steps away, there's like less of an effect?
Your proximity to it definitely seems to be the problem.
Okay.
You certainly can't bring yourself to step closer, even though, because you're scared of the ring and not Malasha, you know Malasha is very hurt and injured, and you want to, but you just can't push yourself in that direction.
Yeah. Is she able to sort of like get far enough away that she feels like she's not frightened enough that it's going to affect her for other actions?
The only thing that really, the only effect it has is it's you're at disadvantage if you're attacking Malash.
Okay.
And then you can't get closer. So it's not going to give you disadvantage on anything else.
Okay. Okay, cool.
The source of the fear is the problem.
Okay. Yeah. So I think she's just going to shout from her position and just say, enough of this. And she's the circlet that's on her head that she wears, it's kind of got like two little points, just radiates for a second, and scorching rays come out, and she's going to direct, let's see, how many does she have here? Scorching ray, 3 rays. So she's going to direct 2 of them at the vampirates, and then another one at the were octopus that's over Malasha.
Okay.
Oops, that is not the right thing. Scorching ray. Here we go. So the first one, first vampirate gets 9 fire damage.
Sorry, is there do they need to make saves or something?
Oh, right.
Sorry. Or you need to make attack rolls maybe with Scorching Ray.
That's right.
You're
range,
so hot,
range.
baby.
All right, so she attacks. Do I have to roll for each one, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
22 for the first one.
Okay,
12
so
for the second.
Sorry, you're targeting the vampirates and both vampirates and one were octopus?
The were octopus that's
right.
I guess closest to Malasha.
So one vampire gets hit, one does not.
Okay, and then the last one is a 20.
The third one is against the were octopus.
Yeah.
It's a 20?
Yeah.
Okay, that hits.
All right. So then first vampire gets 6 fire damage, and then the were octopus gets 10 fire damage. And yeah, just these like bolts of fire just come out of the horn points, I imagine.
There is a crackling of flesh as the scorching ray hits the were octopus that's standing over you, Malasha, and I guess you stood up, standing in front of you, and you feel the heat like pass by you. It's just the most narrowest of shots as it passes by you and slams into the chest of the were octopus, and you just look over your shoulder and see Moxie up against the wall, just firing off this thing. Were octopus is still standing, but
weren't you saying something about fire?
It's the were octopus's turn next, so this is good. The one that has been severely injured turns its reloaded gun towards Moxie, who just cast this spicy shot. So it's gonna make an attack against you. That is an 11. So hot lead hits the wall behind you, the wooden wall behind you, burns right through, and then you see its face tentacles ripple, and then it goes back to reloading the gun. But it is backing up towards the edge of the boat again. The other one says, says to Malasha, You've been following us for days, and yet you don't attack? Cowards! This is hard to do and talk at the same time. I'm trying to be the best DM I can for you. It's so difficult sometimes. So I think we're gonna go with the 6 tentacle attacks, but they're gonna try and grapple onto you. They want answers.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. Dang. Oh, they do a lot of damage when they bludgeon. Who made these creatures? Okay, so I'll do one at a time here. A 25, that's a hit.
Yep.
All right. Actually, sorry. This is against. This is an athletics check against your acrobatics, since I did say it was going to be a grapple. So let's. You got to beat a 25. Meet or beat a 25 on your you can use acrobatics or athletics.
Acrobatics is better, so let's try that. Nope, not when I get a 4 on the die. So that's an 8 in total.
All right. It grapples. One of its many tentacles wraps around you and wraps around like right up an arm and pulls on it and says, "We want your weapon for our pirate queen. You're coming with us." And starts to you're grappled and starts to pull you towards
over my dead body, you
and
fish.
when you say that, it says "fine by me," and then tries to clobber you one more time with its tentacle.
Okay. I'm being catnapped. Somebody help me.
Nat 20.
Is it rolling against Sanctuary?
Oh,
that's right.
Do that.
Twice.
It didn't do that.
For the grapple and the other thing.
It's a wisdom save against?
DC 15 wisdom save for each attack.
Okay.
Thank you, previous.
Catnap prevented.
You got an 18 for the first one.
Okay, so grapple still goes through.
Yeah. Damn it. Nat 20 for the second.
I'm sorry, I tried.
Oh.
So yeah, you're gonna take 4d10 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. There's a chance
I don't know why they're
might
shooting
live.
things when they could just punch things.
There's a chance.
4d10
Birds.
plus 3. There's a 1 in there. 21 points of damage.
Oh, I'm still standing.
All right. You're grappled though, and it starts. The octopi starts to drag you off towards the. It starts to pull on you to start pulling you towards the edge. Okay.
Does the sanctuary move with me, Paladin?
Yeah, it's. Let me pull up the spell. Let's see here. You ward a creature.
Okay, great.
Duration is just 1 minute, no concentration.
Okay, so this is round 2 of it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did I have the other one shot someone and missed? Okay, so Kevius, you're up.
All right then. There's still a vampire on me, correct?
Yeah, you're still grappled.
How beat up is it looking?
The one that you stabbed twice-wise is it's not showing any signs of like weakening, but it is very chopped up.
Cool. I'm gonna speak to it since it asked me a question, or I'm gonna speak since someone asked me a question. Kevius, while shouldering a whole entire vampire on his shoulders. We're from the Bureau. We're supposed to be tracking you down and figure out where your queen went to. That's it.
She doesn't like eyes on her. You die here tonight.
And with that, I'm going to take an attack action to attack it once.
Okay. Attack it one time.
Attacking one time with my new bonus action.
That's right.
That's going to be a 16 to hit.
That is a hit.
Excellent. And I'm going to pump a 2nd level Divine Smite into this. Because I do not like this thing on my back. Oh! Okay.
What'd you just call me?
Listen, all due respect.
I know. We're having a little thing. I get it. Oh my god. Just give it to me straight, Tuck.
43.
How do you want to end this vampire's life?
I'm going to cut its head off.
Okay. So it's grappling you, and you just pick up the longsword, swing it around in one fell swoop. It fires up with radiant energy, and it's like butter through the neck of this thing. And just as it's about to lunge down to try and bite you again, it just falls, and the head rolls off somewhere into the dark. That's one attack.
No, that is the action that I got from haste.
The extra, yeah.
Sorry,
Kivius, you get 2 attacks around normally, right?
Yeah, but with from haste itself, it only gives you 1 attack specifically.
Oh, okay. I thought it was another attack action, but haste is just 1 attack. Okay.
Normal attack action, I can get 2 attacks, but with the actual haste one, it specifies only 1 attack.
Okay.
How beat up is the were octopus that is currently keyhauling Malasha?
Their flesh is singed, but they don't seem to be lacking a ton of strength. It's doing okay. It's strong enough to get it, if it left unchecked, to get to the edge.
Gotcha. How many things are currently on me?
3.
3? Okay.
2 thralls, 2 thralls, and 2 thralls, and the remaining vampire are near enough.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Hold Person on the were octopus.
Okay, nice.
So
that is a wisdom
DC 15 wisdom saving throw.
That's a 12. They stop in their tracks.
Heck yeah!
Kevius turns to the remaining vampirate. Are you going to be easier to talk to?
This is an elf, like a female woman elf woman turned vampire, and she looks at you and says, "I've never been one for talking."
Okay then. Do I have anything left?
Guess
in the
you'll
tank?
die.
Okay then.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I think I'm done. I don't think I can get away with rolling a persuasion check on this turn. So
Okay.
that's me.
Aw. Did haste
All right.
make you lose an action?
Huh?
Did haste make you lose an action? That doesn't make you get an extra.
Let
Oh, I
him
used to
attack-
kill the vampire.
Oh, okay.
Let him
Yeah.
attack and to hold person instead of just attacking. So
You saved me. Thank you, Traven, for the haste.
Good deal.
And with that, it's Traven's turn.
There's a couple ways to go. How hard would it be to steal a gun? What would you roll for that?
If you want to yank a gun out of someone's hand,
Yes, they've been doing so much damage. I want one.
it'll be a grappling kind of check. So
Can I
What
ask a
if
question real quick?
Mhm.
That vampire that I killed, did it have a gun?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I tried.
sorry, you're not all getting guns. All right, this isn't it's not
I would-
happening. Not tonight. All right, that's not happening.
If I reduced one of their size, would they drop the gun because they can't hold it, or does the gun get smaller with
The
them?
gun would shrink with them because they're holding it, but then you could pick up the tiny gun from this tiny were octopus man.
I want to do that.
Okay.
I've been seeing the damage tonight. It's like, you know what? Let's use reduce.
Are you using it on the hold person? The one that's sort of frozen, or are you using it on the more injured one that's backing up towards the
The more injured one that's reloading.
Okay. What save do they need to make? Wisdom?
The save is Constitution 14.
A Constitution save. Okay. A nat 1, a friend.
That's beautiful.
So you reach out, you reach out and you wave your wand towards it, and the were-octopus, who is trying to reload their weapon, shrinks down to about the size of like a gnome. And the gun is now about like this big.
I'm here for it. I want to make a mad dash, take it from him, and just push him out of the way. Maybe with my foot or something.
Well, they're standing right up against the side of the boat, so
Gotta keep him off.
yeah. Unfortunately, that's your whole action. Unless unless all you want to do is dive into the water with them, which I will allow that to happen, but it's not great. But you could move up to them for sure.
All right, I'll move up to him then.
Okay. And just like you're looking down at this tiny were-octopus man. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. I love when the shrinks the shrink spell works. All right, Malasha.
Okay. To remove a grapple, it would be my action.
Yeah, and it would be an acrobatics check against. Actually, hold person.
Let me pull up the status real quick because
Yeah.
it counts them as paralyzed.
Right.
Ooh.
Can't move or speak. Automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against it have advantage. And if it gets hit by anything within 5 feet of it, it's a critical hit.
All right, then. Knowing all of that, you still want to just escape, Malasha?
I'm just gonna shoot it.
An attack roll against it is
within 5 feet is a crit.
And you had advantage on all the attack rolls.
Technically, I would have disadvantage
from being
because
short.
I'm being
Yeah.
so close.
So you're just making
but-
one roll. Yeah.
But since I'm within 5 feet of it, if I hit, I crit, regardless
Yes.
of being this close. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, here we go, baby.
Don't like this.
That's a nat 20 anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Woohoo! Double damage.
Roll all the hits first,
I'll
and
just
then we'll
roll
do all
them
the
all.
math on the dice. Yeah.
Okay. An 18.
Yep.
19.
Yep.
18 again.
Yep.
And 15.
Yep.
Yes.
So all 4 hit. So it's normally a D4 for each one.
D4 plus 8.
D4 plus 8 for each one,
Mm-hmm.
and
And then an extra D4 for the crit. Is that right?
for each one. So yeah.
Just for one, right?
No,
Oh, right,
It-
because I'm still.
all hits
oh my
are
gosh!
crits against this thing.
Holy cow!
So you're
Okay.
rolling 10d4
Yeah, let's do it that way.
plus 40. 10d4 plus 40.
It's time for some calamari. That's 64 damage.
Yeah. You slink out of the grip of this paralyzed octopus person, and just point blank, almost like you would with a gun or something, just like press the ring right up against the, we'll say the heart. That seems like a Bolzan thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the bolts don't come out the other side. They all just sink into the chest of this thing, and you see it heat up with purple energy from the inside until its heart just bursts out of its chest, and it collapses down to the ground. Was there any flourish you wanted to add, Malasha?
Delicious. That's it.
Okay. Okay then. That anything else you'd like to do on your turn? I guess you still have your movement left.
Yes. Let's move. Let's move. No, I'm gonna stay. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the pole because they were dragging me away. So I'm back at the mast.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast. I have my bonus action still, so I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on the remaining were octopus.
Okay.
You're next, buddy.
The little tiny one?
Yep.
Okay. You're like picking on this little kid-sized. Got it. Okay. it's the remaining vampirate's turn. I'm gonna roll what I'd like to call a morale check to see how things are going. Okay. The vampirate, eyes wide, as the octopus companion that was with it gets its heart basically eviscerated from the inside out, and says, leans to Kevius and says, "I still have a lot of living to do," and then falls backwards into the water off the edge of the boat. But action to disengage, and then falls.
Dang it.
Unless you have a reaction that you can use, like that isn't an attack of opportunity. No.
No, only reactions got are like if someone gets hit.
Okay. That vampirate is gone. The yeah, got him. So the thralls, now alone on the ship, a few of them have managed to a couple of them had come up on a different side. They're clawing at the door to captain's quarters. A couple others have come up another side and are clawing at the entrance down into the basement, or the basement, the basement of the ship. And I know about houses, okay? I don't know about boats. So as soon as the vampirate woman falls backwards, they all look up and start to head towards where she is. Kevius, for the first time, you get a chance to look over, and you see there's a bunch of boats, little rowboats that are up against the side of this thing, and she's splashed into the water and is climbing up. So a bunch are running past you. I'd say you get at least one attack of opportunity against one of the thralls.
Yeah, I will in fact do that.
Okay.
I'm going to replace one of the attacks, however, with a grapple check.
You gonna grab one? Okay, as it's going. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, Traven, also, if you would like to try and attack one or grapple one as it goes by. Malasha and Moxie are you're sort of out of the way, so you're not going to be able to do it. But Traven, you're sort of in the action, so if you'd like to,
okay,
you have an opportunity to attack.
What could I do in the reaction just to double check? Can I use one of my spells or just regular attack?
You can only do an attack or a grapple, I think. I don't think you've got any spells that can be used as a reaction, unfortunately.
I mean, I'll do a grapple.
There's no downside. It's not like they can hurt you back if you fail.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so both of you can give me athletics checks, please.
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
Go.
Cross them fingies.
That is going to be a 26.
All right. You grab onto the puffy collar of one of these vampirate thralls who you grab on them just as they're trying to dive off into the boat, and you're holding them dangling over the edge. What did you get, Dave?
So my noodle arms are showing. I got a 4.
All right. I will roll for them because they could get as low as a 3. So we'll see what happens here. All right. Now is not your moment. Traven. So you do reach out to try. You see Kevius do it. You try and stop one as well, and they just leapfrog over. They grab onto your shoulders and leapfrog over you with sort of unnatural, supernatural strength, and they, all of them make it to the edge and start to dive off. Luckily, a couple of the crew that are still on watch have gotten a few cuts and bruises and things, but no one has been severely hurt. So the only person left standing on the deck is the captured thrall and the were-octopus that was magic missiled long ago. And now it's Moxie's turn.
Moxie wants to take a look overboard, just to assess like the situation around us.
Sure. The side that they all boarded on, or the other side? Where Kevius is standing is where all the boats are.
The other side, I think, because I think they probably have a good assessment of what's going on over on that side.
Sure. There's no one on the other side. they all approach from the one angle.
And
So you duck over to that side and look down. Yeah, there's just the water lapping up against the side.
And it does seem like there's more coming up from the boats, right? Like we're seeing hands and stuff.
I didn't describe it as well as I could have, but the boat was sort of getting swarmed by thralls, and now they've all dove back over the side.
Oh, okay,
because
sorry.
they're vampires that
Right.
presumably the ones that command them have left.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's just one really wounded were-octopus, and the thrall that Kevius is holding by the back of the collar over the edge of the boat.
Do thralls talk?
Yeah, it's kind of like slavering nonsense a lot of the time, and when they're in a kind of a frenzy on behalf of their vampires. But this one is definitely flailing its limbs everywhere.
Oh gosh. She wants to. I think before she takes an action, she's going to point to the remaining were-octopus, the tiny one.
Oh
And-
yeah.
and
I forgot
just
he's
say, you, where is your queen?
tiny. Okay. Give me. Is this an intimidation, a persuasion? What are you feeling?
I think she's trying to persuade, I guess, like just very firmly persuade. Tell us where your queen is. Take
Okay.
us to your queen.
I think this were-octopus is in a convincible mood, seeing as he's been turned into a little baby version of himself, and is riddled with magical holes. So go ahead and roll that persuasion check with advantage.
First is a 22, and I will take that 22.
Yeah, I don't think that they can resist this. The little gun falls out of there and is dropped, and then immediately expands up to its normal size. And then 6 small tentacles just all go up into the air, and they swear something in Orin, or Aquan, pardon me.
I'll snatch it real quick.
Yeah.
Just take it and say, you'll need this.
Gun wizard!
Okay, we'll drop out of combat for the last little bit here, assuming no one wants to do anything to the boats that are disappearing into the dark mists.
I'm gonna just try and like slam this thrall into a boat, since we have the were-octopus.
Okay, is someone grabbing onto the were-octopus?
I think Moxie will actually go up and start trying to tie all of its 6 tentacles.
Well, I mean, you need some cred. He's like this, right? So, yeah, okay. We'll say for now you got him at sword point or something.
Sure.
Moxie, for now.
I'm gonna cast Zone of Truth with my last 2nd level slot for this interrogation.
Sounds good.
Is
everyone...
Moxie still terrified of?
Oh, I'll need you to make a quick wisdom save. Kevius, I'll just describe what you want to happen. You can have it happen. It's fine. You've got this person on the back foot. Oh, Moxie, what is going on?
Oh.
Do you have another luck?
Oh yes, I should do that.
So Kevius, describe what happens when you throw this.
I'm just gonna like lift this thrall up by the collar and like one leg, and just fling it down as hard as I can.
Yeah. So just rockets down full speed, hits the boat. Its neck snaps, and then as the boat's leaving, someone rolls it over, and you see its neck snap back up into place. And then it looks. All you see is sort of cinder eyes in the fog as the boats leave.
I flip him the bird.
Hmm?
I flip him the bird.
Cool. Yeah, classy finale to that. That's good. Thank you. So,
Moxie got a
Moxie,
21.
yeah, you
finally
feel the fear of Bolzan lift, and you're able to take a step towards Malasha.
I think what Moxie's going to do is pick up the were-octopus by its collar, like this tiny little thing, hold it up by its collar, march over to Malasha, and very sternly say to them, because of that, I couldn't get close to you, and I couldn't do this. And she puts her hand on and does healing touch. And you get restored for 7 hit points. And she just turns away. Does
Well,
someone
she
know how to
doesn't say
speak with this
anything.
thing?
I probably can.
How long is shrink? It's a minute, right?
Yep.
Okay, so shortly
fast.
after, just as you say that, the thing, the were octopus grows to full length, and you've got the collars on, got the hand on their collars still, and their tentacles are still up, and they can't take their eyes off of Bolzen. Like, they're staring at Malash. They say, pardon me, I should stop calling them it. They are a person of some kind. You trailed us. For days, I need an explanation to bring back to my master. If you don't want to hunt us, then why follow us?
I am going to use Emissary of Peace.
Oh, before that, I realized there's a zone of truth happening too here. Does everyone want to just voluntarily fail the roll on the zone of truth? I'm assuming Moxie did, because Moxie gave an honest truth to
That's
Malasha.
true, yeah.
It just means for the 10 minutes, everything that, if you say something out loud, it has to be true.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do a wisdom save, because it's what is your DC, Malasha?
Yes. Just 13, unfortunately.
It bombs it. Sorry, they bomb it. The were octopus is under the thrall of the. You all are under the spell of this zone of truth. And sorry, Kevius, you can go ahead and make.
Yep. I use Emissary of Peace to give myself a +5 bonus to persuasion checks for the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
Just very formally, Kevius puts away his sword to his shield, pats himself down. Hi there. I am Bureau Agent Kevius. We are here just to find out where your queen has moved to. We need to have a marked location for where she operates out of, because we know that she moved recently.
Why do you think that I would be willing to give up our new home? Why do you think it's okay for you to be tracking us? We have our mission.
Being square with you, I rightfully don't care about your mission. We just need to know where you are, in case you get too out of hand.
The six arms all start to come down and cross in defiance. Not aggression, but definitely like.
Yeah. If you had just told us you'd still have one of your allies, we wouldn't have had to hurt you so badly, and we could have stopped trailing you days ago. But you didn't. You wanted to play games, and now you have your prizes. Do you want to lose some more? I'm going to roll my persuasion check.
He says, under the zone of truth, I would gladly die 1,000 times for my queen. Yeah, go ahead, make... Are you asking for the location? That's the persuasion result?
Yeah, let me roll my persuasion.
Sure.
All right. That is going to be a 28.
What would an intimidation roll be? Because I'm feeling, is it the same?
An intimidation would not be the same. An intimidation would have been just a straight up 20.
Okay. Because I think that you've seen the loyalty from this person, and so I think it would have to be an intimidation check, really. But in this case, it's still a success.
Cool.
They reach into their pocket and they pull out what looks like a little brass compass, and when they open it up, there is a needle in it, but the needle is a sharp vampire fang that is in the center of it, and it just seems to rattle loose but point in a specific direction. And he just drops it on the ground in front of you and says, "Come find us. You'll be in the lion's den. We'll see who would win when you're outnumbered like that. Take it. Come visit. What do I care?"
Do you have a name?
He says something in Aquan that is difficult to say, and then ends with just a bubble that blows up and pops.
All right.
Remember it.
I don't know your language, and I'm not going to give you some kind of offensive nickname. So, listen, this is just my job. I have nothing against you, okay? I just need you to understand that we need to know where your boss is. That's literally it. You're being very dramatic for a simple exchange of information. Which I guess is appropriate for someone who works for a vampire, but still.
Roll initiative for me, Kevius.
Sure, let's do this.
Just to see whose reaction is faster here.
I got a 15.
I got a 13. You see all the crossed tentacles start to unfold and come in to start trying to slap you, and attack you. But you get to go first. So.
Okay. Is he up against a mast or anything like that?
He's wherever you want him to be.
I want him up against a mast.
Okay.
As he brings out his tentacles, I'm going to grab him just by the skull and just slam it once into the mast.
Cool. An unarmed strike.
Yeah.
Let's do D4 damage on it, just because you got gauntlet. And...
Yeah. Okay.
But if you hit, of course.
Yeah. This would be a grand total. Oh, thank God! I actually have a lot of bonuses to this. That's going to be a 15 to hit.
Wow, that's almost a miss. But you hit. Go ahead and roll D4 plus your strength.
That is going to be 6 points of damage.
I think for dramatic purposes, we'll just say you knock them unconscious, and they slump to the base of the mast. There's a silence that falls over the ocean, and all you can hear is just the tick, 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 tick of the little vampire tooth against the glass and the compass that lays open on the ground, the floor. The crew of the King's Shilling start to come up once the scuffle is done, and the tower leading them is kind of like keeping his arms out to keep them from moving too fast or anything like that. The captain has come out of their quarters and is checking in with the few people who were unfortunate enough to get attacked by thralls. No severe injuries, and luckily thralls cannot create more vampires, but everyone is appropriately rattled. The captain jumps down from there and lands close to Moxie and says, "Can we go home now? Do you have what you need?"
Do you want to go first? I can talk later.
Moxie's going to sigh and just sort of look over and say, "I suppose we do for now."
I guess we have the information generally. I don't know. Is this enough? As he looks to the group.
It isn't for a full report, but for the safety of this crew, let's pull back for now.
That's fair.
You all shakily try and get back to sleep, and in the morning the ship starts to head back to the port from where it started. The last thing you see before you step back into the bureaus, the last thing you see as the bureau's portals open up and you back into headquarters is the captain, Snapjaw, lighting her ship aflame. And I think maybe we'll say, Kevius, you're the last one through. And she looks at you and says, I'm marked for sure. So, time to find a new home myself.
I'm gonna say to the captain, we always have more rooms and jobs here if you want.
I think what you find fun, what you all find fun, and what I find fun are a little different. But thanks. I have a family, and she gestures back to the crew to take care of now.
Understood, Captain.
And you through the portal. Actually, we'll make Malasha the last person. Malasha the last person to go through. You're standing at the heat coming off of this massive burning ship, and you're standing amongst like all the boxes and boxes and barrels that they cleared off onto the port to get moved somewhere else. The heat coming off it is intense, and you have something you'd like to try and do.
Yeah. Malasha stares down at her paw, and they pull at Bolzan, this ring that's caused so much grief, literally and figuratively. And they're gonna try and just throw it into the flames as the ship burns before walking through the portal.
Okay. The ring splashes unceremoniously. You pull it off. It splashes unceremoniously into the water, and it sinks out of view into the shadow of the depth, the deep shadow of the water, and the glow on it, purple glow, disappears as well. But then the shadow and shapes, which at first you thought maybe were fish trying to escape the flames or something, start to coalesce into this large, vaguely humanoid shape, and it looks up at you. You can feel it looking at you, even though it has no face, and it says, "The Fey creature couldn't get rid of me that easily. You won't either. We're a team now, Malasha. All your friends will be reacting the way your loved one did soon enough, if I have my way. We're stuck with each other." And you look down at your paw, and the ring is back on your hand. And doop doop doop, you step back into the portal and back to the safety, quote unquote, of headquarters. And that's where we'll wrap up, I think, our little session for the evening. I hope everyone had a good time. Got to go to my notes to do that smooth transition thing. And some good tense moments here. I'd like to, if we got time, I'd like everyone to give me their favorite from the evening. We never know how things are going to go, and I'd like to drive in consequences and consequences to your actions throughout. So I'm one of those GMs. So yeah, hopefully everyone had a good time. Our next episode 3, is on November 30th at the same time. So it's another Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. I think we don't have one in December for the holidays. We're going to do something else, I think, but then we'll be back again in January. But tune in on November 30th to see what kooky shenanigans we all get up to. A reminder to join us on Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern for a live mini sculpting stream with our in-house 3D modeler, Victoria. There's a pun here that I need to say properly. You'll never guess who's going to show up.
Huh.
Links to the Hecknet Early Access, you're welcome. Links to the Hecknet Early Access PDF and sign up for the Big Bad Booklet series and the access to the Fool's Gold campaign are all going to pop up in the chat. Be sure to check them out. Lots of cool stuff in all those places. Very proud of my Big Bads. Don't forget to follow to get notified when our next show comes up. So hopefully we'll see you all for the the hit point paints. So I'm Jordan. I'm made of cartoons everywhere on the internet, and I'm the content lead at Hit Point Press. I think so. Shar sent me a little private message in the chat to ask if they could try and throw the ring away, and so I'm gonna say, but my favorite part is when a player plays along with that kind of fun stuff and gives us a cool little moment like that. So there were so many good moments. I would have one for each, but I was gonna say I just really like when and we all do this very well. I think this whole group, you kind of just like poke the story bear to make more terrible things come out. So with that, I think looking for the turn order here. Doesn't really matter, I guess. We'll go. Oh no, here it is. So next around is Kat.
All right. Hi, I am Kat Kruger. I played Moxie Smolder here. It was so much fun. Ordinarily, you can find me at D20 Dames. I'm the dungeon master there for an actual play podcast. We're also actually starting up doing some Twitch streams, so you can find us on twitch.tv/D20 Dames. We've been doing some Ravenloft one-shots lately, but we're also doing some other streaming. Jen Vaughn is our cartoonist who's also on the show, and she drew some dragons yesterday. It was really cool. So yeah, and you can find me at Kat Kruger on Twitter. My favorite moment was actually, I really loved the dream, the spooky dream. That was really cool because it's really neat to be able to interact in a dream environment.
I don't want to spoil too much, but you all hang around Bolzan, so.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Cool. I've lost the who's next around, so I'm just going to. We'll say Dave.
Hey, well, yet again, I am Data Dave. You can find me at twitch.tv/Data Dave. Everywhere else, Data Dave TV. I do a lot of TikTok and skits, so you'll see that just going around places. Game-wise, I play a lot of Nintendo and MMOs. Now, my favorite moment was actually Moxie doing the throw-up from Malasha, trying to hide it, and the captain's just like, again? Really? No. That gave me a genuine laugh, being like, oh, this isn't the first time. So that was a really funny and good moment. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, it was fun all together.
Thanks, Dave. Next around is Shar.
Hey everybody, I'm Shar. I'm the DM of Tabletop Titties. We're currently playing through the Heckna module by Hit Point Press. We stream every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific. So in 2 hours at twitch.tv/Tabletop Titties, we are about to face Sophie the Chandler of Flesh. Very
She's terrifying.
exciting. Yes.
All right.
And my favorite moment today, I think, was a combination of all the interchanges of Moxie and Malasha, like diving into this complexity that's happening now has been really cool to see. I got some real feels in there, and that was great.
Real feels. Those are
Real
always
feels.
good. Last but not least, Paladin.
Hey there, I'm Paladin. Today I played a Paladin. You can find me at HGPaladin on Twitter. Don't find me on Facebook. My favorite moment today was just Traven going, "Can I take the gun?" In the middle of fighting truly some nightmarish things in the middle of the sea. Just, where's the gun? Can I take the gun? How hard would it be to take the gun?
And that reminds me that I'll give you some stats for a gun, Traven.
Sounds good to me.
The wizard with the gun.
Amazing.
So we thank you everybody for playing. Thank you everyone at home for watching. Tune in Thursday at 2 for that to see Victoria do some 3D modeling. Tune in on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern to see the Are We the Baddies one-shot, a Heckna one-shot. It's actually based around a supplement that I wrote as part of the Kickstarter, where you get to play as the villains and do stuff for Heckna. And I'm really excited to DM it for the first time. And then there is a special note that we're going to be raiding our friend Stella, who is one of the baddies, the Heckna baddies, who's playing on Friday. So we're gonna head over there. It's her birthday, so stick around and wish Stella a happy birthday. And we'll see you all at the next bureau meeting, I guess.
Awesome.
The next bureau AGM.
You see,